Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Miles, and this is X Rays, where knowledge meets inspiration in the intricate dance of industry evolution. Today's episode has a particularly exciting twist as we're getting into the thriving and always evolving world of digital commerce. So, we've invited a visionary leader who's also an architect of success for online businesses around the globe. He's the founder and chief executive officer of Seller Drive Global, a full service digital commerce agency empowering brands to thrive across platforms such as Amazon, Shopify, Walmart, and even TikTok. He's created innovative solutions and high impact partnerships that make a real difference for brands. This is a guy with deep industry knowledge, tons of creativity, and a career mantra that's all about being solid. Please welcome Brijendra Dharampuria. Hey, Bridge, welcome to the X Rays community.
Hey, Miles, thanks a lot for having me here. And
It's a
I'm
pleasure to have you, Bridge. I'm ready to unpack how you got here, what Seller Drive is doing to shake up the e commerce space, and the unique methods you employ to keep your clients happy and growing. So, to start things off, what does Seller Drive Global bring to the table? What would you say are the defining features that make it stand out from the competition?
yeah, first of all, you rightly said we are into digital commerce, and there are many kind of players or the other companies into space. So one of the points, since everyone knows here, we are into this service sector in the service industry. So one of the biggest challenges is always to be very competitive and to be very result oriented. So that's something which I always top of my mind, and I always keep drive not into my within core team, also with my whole team to be more productive and more efficient in a manner where this competitive industry should look like is a easy going. So in this particular space, if you're not doing this, then sooner or later you will be facing a lot of other challenges, which I am really into. So that's it from Salad Drive global point of view, and I'm very happy when we're going to talk about more here.
It's so comprehensive, yet you're setting up your clients for long term success, I suppose. Now, Bridge, let's get into the origin story here. What sparked the idea for Seller Drive? What's the industry challenge that motivated you to build this solution?
Okay, first of all, being into IT is like many years, which I'm into, and the
Mhm.
biggest thing what I think achieved in last 6 7 years to be very concise and very precise to this whole e-commerce ecosystem. And that's where we as a company or an agency, we're establishing ourselves among the competition, among the other companies. And if we specific talk about challenges, there are many challenges, but I can point out some challenges like to be very result oriented.
Mhm.
This whole industry is quite ROI driven. You need result out of your investment that
Yeah.
everyone needs. You need to have a very good in terms of adopting new technology, new solution, which is a part of every days of our life, because all those companies like you just mentioned, Amazon, Shopify, TikTok, Walmart, these
Uh-huh.
companies keep on changing their platform, and it is very tough sometimes to be part of that whole
Mhm.
algorithm or the data points or the logics behind it. And until unless you are not understanding these things, you cannot get upfront, you cannot get result oriented. So that is one of the another competition. Then a look point of view, we like into like kind of a people business. People mean
Mhm.
one side you have a clients, another side you have a staff. So those people business mean you need to be very strict terms of resource management, cash inflow, right? So this is another
Yeah,
challenge you need to keep on,
a
to be
lot.
more, yeah, a lot. So that's where like, you know, competition, more and more challenges, and
Yeah. Uh-huh. There's a lot. I mean, a bunch of challenges, but it's inspiring to see you turning this into a tailored, results-driven solution, as you mentioned. And
yes.
collaboration seems to be a core part of your approach, Bridge. Are there any key partnerships you've developed along the way, and how they've helped expand your reach or enhance your offerings?
Okay, um, I think this particular chapter, which is like collaborating, I personally, since beginning, I very much believing into this.
Mm-hmm.
this whole culture, which we call it partnering with many different companies or the agencies. I believe in it nowadays. If you look around in the space where everything becoming more and more collaborative, if you are
Mm-hmm.
not going to be adopt that culture, I think you cannot focus in your strength and you're going to
Yeah.
lose somewhere down the line. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, collaborative culture is very good. And we are, yes, because see, first of all, we are into mostly into services. In order for us to generate result based data points, analytics, we have to have some technological solution behind our whole system. So that's where I've been partnered with some of the good technological companies and partnering without having partner with ecosystem in Amazon, which is not leading us anywhere. So yes, we are a part of Amazon ecosystem. We call it service provider network. And
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, as everyone knows, it's the most challenging platform, but most promising platform for online
Yeah.
selling. The another platform, as we all know, Shopify, which is a hosted e-commerce platform, where many client of us always need a kind of a direct to consumer website, so they're always looking for a solution, and we always prefer this Shopify because that's a great platform to work on it, and they're having a kind of a feature which is multi-channel selling. So it means every seller who's selling in the different platforms, they can be integrated in the single point of contact, which is Shopify. And under that, I think they can keep on progress their sales, their order, their everything. So Shopify is a one of the biggest player in this particular space. So we always prepare our website to create our website and for the clients for as a D2C.
Mm-hmm.
Third one, which is, as we all know, Walmart is a quite big here. So Walmart also we are solution provider. So we always keep on giving the right solution to every client who like to become the part of Walmart journey. So that is third thing. And recently we became partner with TikTok. So TikTok, as we all know, this whole e-commerce landscape is now shifting to like a social commerce. So that's very new thing for us. And at TikTok, we are still adopting that system, and learning curve is going on within my team. And I believe in the next year, this is my another thing which I think we can become a good proven track record in the TikTok also.
Mm-hmm. You definitely have a killer lineup of partnerships back there, Bridge.
Yes,
And you're basically optimizing each one to the fullest. Now,
yes.
with such a client centered approach, I'm sure customer feedback is vital for you. How do you guys gather and leverage client feedback to fine tune and enhance the services seller drive offer?
Feedback, yes. This is another, see, this is another very important area which since beginning, I don't know why, but when I was very small in the like two, three people when we was working on that time also, I
Mm-hmm.
was very much sensitive about the feedback. You know why? Because understand this whole thing, you sell services, and the services when you sell, you cannot go upfront and say, hey, I am selling this services, buy my services. You cannot do that, right?
Uh-huh.
Services only can be experienced, right?
Yes.
Once you experience it, the one thing you get into is like feedback. Am I correct,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's how I I use that thing since beginning very effectively. If any of my clients is experiencing, that is very important. And we always seek the feedback. The biggest thing, what you can do in the service part, how you can learn out of those feedback which you have given to you, whether you can take that positive feedback, oh, I'm getting positive feedback, that's okay, but another side you can learn out of it, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
is where I did kind of a methodology within the system. Every such feedback we need to understand, we need to listen, we need to see what has been written. So sometimes you feel proud, sometimes you learn it, sometimes you're adopting a new thing. Okay, my client is saying that, how the changes can be made in a process or the flows, or in the terms of the people who are more into client experience side. So that's very important. The another side, the feedback which you need to take care is your staff side also, how you treating them, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to work, they are the backbone of your
Mm-hmm.
company, right? So if they are not motivated enough, like terms of getting better feedback, I believe that is another area. So I worked in the both side, one side the client experience, another side my staff experience, and that makes you a good company, and that's where Seller Drive is. If you go to service provider network, I believe you will find us in the top 3 position among the 4 categories in the service provider network in the US.
Right.
And the second, they will find the clutch, where again we have a great feedback. You go to Trustpilot, you go to Google. So that's one of the area which is I directly take care in my company. Feedback is very important.
And I think that's what keeps clients loyal and the team motivated. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a loyalty also. It shows your proven track record. It shows you're effective. It shows the
Yeah.
every little word or every little sentence you taken care of. That's important
Mhm.
because if not, then they might not say anything. They might not say any positive, negative, but ultimately you might have a risk to lose someone who can be your long-term client or long-term staff, actually.
Now, Bridge, moving along, let's talk about the future as it seems like it's very exciting, especially in the e commerce space. What's next for Seller Drive Global? Are there any major projects or new directions you're particularly excited about?
Okay, for some good reason, this particular talking what we are doing is in a very right time because year is changing. It's a quarter four we are into, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is not like if anyone asks me question related to what future inside. So I always say wait for the quarter four because that's the time I always think what can be the next year. So it's
Yeah.
very rightly asked, rightly time this question. Yes, there are a lot of things which I'm thinking, but the current trend or the current methodology which I need to keep in mind, the whole world is turning around kind of AI thing, right?
Yeah.
Everything is becoming quite AI oriented. Now look
Mm-hmm.
at it as a service company, what best I can do. So I have to have something which I'm still thinking, but I will starting 2025 some solution which I am going to base out of AI so that AI can be used actively among my team. And that will lead you among the competition more ahead because you're going to use the AI driven solution on a rightly manner because brain is needed. Regardless
Mm-hmm.
how AI is working, the brain is needed, right?
True. Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm going to put my brain. So that is first thing, which is AI. And the second thing which I'm thinking to, which was not actively touched in our past, service areas, is there are a majority of people is still available who are not selling online. So we call it like launch acceleration. That is again I am coming with, which is seller drive
Mm-hmm.
launch acceleration. It means anyone who are interested to sell online in Amazon, we're going to give them a lot of support. Going to give them a lot of guidance so that their success journey might be a year or 2 years can become very successful or profitable. So that is launch acceleration, not only in Amazon, in fact, in other across marketplace, whether you want to start with Shopify, you want to start in TikTok. So that is
Mm-hmm.
another thing which I'm thinking. Third big thing which we already started, but I want to make big is Amazon DSP, which is a demand side platform. It is going on big now. So we are into this. We already started onboarded some client, and I'm really, really looking forward to have more and more clients on it.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, which is I just mentioned, we recently became partner with TikTok Shop. So TikTok is another thing which is happening a lot, and especially in the US, right? So I really
Mm-hmm.
want to use that platform for my all existing clients or new clients to give them success on that platform also. So that's our sort of plan. I believe in a 2025, and I have a lot of to cover in next 2 months to come up with a solid workflow, solid strategies, so that my team can adopt my core people who are strategic here. They can adopt it and they can follow that execution. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, big goals and next level scaling, I must say, Bridge, utilization of
100%.
AI internally, and of
Yes,
course, your Amazon DSP. Wow. I can't wait to see how Seller Drive continues to empower brands globally.
certainly. Because if not, then uh, you will left behind, which
Yeah,
we
you're
don't
going to be
want.
left behind, right? Uh-huh. So, folks, the next big thing in business could be just one connection away. And if you want to stay ahead in the e commerce game, maybe it's time for you to check out Seller Drive Global.
Yes.
Breach, thank you so much for sharing your insights and the strategies that have powered Seller Drive's success.
Thanks a lot for having me again here. Thanks a lot, everyone who listening
Thank,
this.
thank you for gracing our show today. Thanks,
Bye
everyone,
bye.
for joining us. Until our next episode, this has been your host, Miles. Stay focused and inspired with X Raced.